Okay, here we go. Second video for today, guys. So wasn't expecting this to drop, but yeah, they dropped some news. We have GBO2 finally coming to PC. The hope was there, but there are some problems. I'm definitely going to rant a little bit here. We'll try to keep it short. I'll try to keep it more concise. But we got 4 posts to talk about. So, of course, everybody's question, will there be crossplay or cross-save? If you saw my update video for this past update, you will know the answer is no. No cross-playing and cross-save between Steam and console version. That is a big rip. There is some comments here. Dead on arrival, of course. There's 7 now. Wow. Yeah. Big oof. Big rip. I mean, well, okay. We'll go post by post. That'll be the biggest one. I guess the other thing is, I should show that if you go to the actual thing right now, you can request access. Do I click here? Okay, cool. You can actually request access in. I got in instantly. Right now there is no limit. So no limit to the number of participants. And here's the schedule. So this is I guess the most important thing for people who are interested in it. Then we'll go rant about it for the rest of us. 14th through the 16th at 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Pacific. They are having, and then 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. That's the time frames that you can play on the first session that they're doing. So that is going on from the 14th through the 16th at those same times every day. Other than that, we have the session 2 from the 21st to the 24th of this month in April. Thursday through Sunday at 6 p.m. Thursday, and then ending at 1 a.m. on Sunday for that test period. That is a consistent one across the board. So, yeah, there is some language there that I wonder if you're actually keeping your stuff. I wonder if it says here. Network test free-to-play game. Okay, cool. First, partake in the infantry gameplay. No limitation on the number of participants. Okay, so I'm curious to know if any of your stuff rolls over to an actual start date, because, yeah, that kind of odd that they mentioned the above mission stuff. And we'll talk about that here in a second as far as differences go. But now let's get into the rest of it. So this is mainly the warning system. And for those who don't know, the way they actually have a report system in the game now. It took them a while to implement that. But if you shoot your teammate and stun them 4 times, I think it's 4 times, you get kicked completely. And you receive penalties. So if you quit a game, you also receive a penalty. Honestly, since they were doing this separate from the PlayStation version, not to get too tinfoil hatty or like too hopeful, but I was kind of hoping they would actually change some stuff, as well as this being one of them, which I've been hoping they would change this for years now, or a year or two. Whenever the penalty and actual reporting system came in, I was hoping they would get rid of the auto penalty thing and do it on a report basis. Now, and especially after they added that you actually lose your rank game points, so your ELO, your MMR, will actually go down if you leave a game. For PC people, this is a very common thing for most games, even on console. For most ranked systems, if you leave, you essentially lose a game. So fair enough. That should have been a thing to begin with. But now they have a system in so you can report people. Reports should lead to penalties. Leaving games really should not, because they also have a forgiveness system to where everybody left in the game doesn't really lose any ranking. So there is that. Then, let's see. Warning mail to the users who are keeping the harassment behaviors, and then they pretty much will ban your account. So, forever as a penalty. So yeah, that's the thing. Do not fake report people. That is one thing they're against. Defamation via chat or mail. They don't like that either. Disconnecting from battle. So this via chat or mail, that's going to be interesting to see if, people screenshot stuff. Actually, I wonder if I could just screenshot them my, like, I get a lot of hate mail all the time. That would be funny. But anyway, disconnecting from the battle. Non-cooperate action being AFK, the spamming the chat over and over again, sitting around, like, not hitting your teammates, shooting at your teammates. That won't result in you getting kicked automatically. Like with machine guns and stuff, doesn't really get you kicked unless you're actually stunning somebody. That's really the only kick action that'll automatically kick you and give you a penalty. So yeah, don't be a dick. That's pretty much what this first post is. And, you know, if you leave, you get these minus penalties to your next game. And also, by the way, over a day penalty before you can play again if you get a penalty 1. And it's over a week if you get, or it's just a week, or yeah, if you get a penalty 2 that you can't play. So, there it is. You can report harassment behavior with the report feature. Let's see, anything else here? Of course, people that play on the console definitely know this stuff, but this is kind of for people coming in fresh. But please understand, it's hard to identify all situations, and the need to set the heavy penalty. Okay. If you really have a network issue, please check retry as the network issues. What? That's... And there is to punish a user who disconnects the game because of network issues. Well, yeah, it is. And it does happen. And I know people, there's other streamers that have been completely penalized. But yeah. What is this? I mean, is there an actually way that you can, like, dispute it? Is there an actual dispute thing somewhere? I really need to know this. Like, I'm gonna @ the English one and see if they respond. Anyway. We have a strict policy at the moment as a cushion for those troubles that happen in game. There's a chance to disconnect the game only once. And then if the system disconnected the game... Okay, let's see. If the rating level getting less because there is someone leaving the battle, the pilot who's fighting to the end will have an adjustment. That way you don't really lose anything. But there will be no adjustment if it happens on both sides. And what's kind of weird with this, though, is if you have somebody that disconnects literally in the first 10 seconds of the game, and they have somebody who disconnects in, like, the last 10 seconds, you still lose. So that can be awkward when that happens, but it does happen. It is a multiplayer game, not a single-player game. Be nice to others is pretty much what they always say. I'm going to guess that's what that says. Anyway, about the control scheme. Definitely some weird stuff here. When using virtual stick, grab stick. What? I don't know what that means. So apparently, that's something. At some point. I guess if you're using, like, a fighting stick or something to move around with. Yeah. Swapping weapons. Looks like you can swap through 1 through 8. There we go. There they are. Triangle essentially is your tackle. E to go ahead and tackle for that counter. If you have a special touchpad thing like exam, Q for that. Crouch or jump is going to be shift and left control. That makes sense. Alt is for changing weapons as well. I guess that's cycling through, which apparently is also the middle mouse wheel. I am kind of confused as to what clicking it does here, because apparently you can switch to certain weapons. Oh wait, no, this is to weapon 1, I guess, is clicking the mouse wheel. That's going to be interesting. I wonder if we're going to be able to use, like, side buttons. If you have, like, 12 side buttons, if you could swap to different weapons that way, that'd be kind of cool. Hopefully you can rebind some of this stuff. If you want to use your speed boost, that's space. Personally, I'm going to try to change that, I think, if that's possible. I might even put that on some kind of click so that dodge roll is more on a click basis. Kind of like, if this doesn't really nothing for me, then I'm going to maybe try right click. Directional movement, WASD, of course. Show player, tab, cool, that's typical. And then T, what is T? Ally information. Okay, to toggle that on and off. Yeah, overall looks pretty solid. What you would expect. Maybe aiming down sights and stuff, being G is a little weird. I might replace the middle mouse button with that, or maybe even the right click to do the aiming down sights kind of deal. So yeah, hopefully we can play around with these controls a little bit, but there they are. Pretty self-explanatory. Oh yeah, and capping a spot looks like F. So same thing when you're calling in artillery and stuff, and pretty much everything seems to work the same as a pilot. Melee or tackle will be the knife will be E. Swapping between your weapons and stuff is 1, 2, 3, 4. So yeah, everything pretty much makes sense there. Pretty solid control scheme. Can't really complain too much. I just hope we can change some things because that would be really nice. Other than that, developer message. Here we go. Here it is. Yeah. So, also the content is almost the same. Well, almost. And what is the difference? Easy. We're going to talk about that. Definitely can tell that it was translated from Japanese there on that one. But anyway, so the main things, they've got categories here. The update schedule, reset timing and login bonus daily task, no cross-playing and cross-save between PS4 and PS5, and Steam, and then the service counter. So really curious to check out what they have here. I've already read some of this, but I didn't go all the way through it. So some of this is the first time I'm reading this. But the main thing, first thing here, update schedule. So really curious if they're being redundant here with some of this, or what the difference in time frame is going to be. So the update file release. Are we a week behind? Are we a month behind? What is the difference here? Application update. So I mean, I guess that's when like reset time is happening. So fair enough. That's different, cool, whatever. Supply drop lineup update. I'm guessing this is going to correspond with the update file release. Unless they're actually just going to speed up supply drops or something. Unit adjustment. That's the buffs and nerfs. Hopefully we're pretty close, but yeah. Maybe crazy idea. And again, I'm going to go over a few crazy ideas here. Not going to get too far out, I hope, but few crazy ideas. Maybe they balance the game differently on PC. So we'll have to wait and see. But they like to balance based on their data. So if the game does feel different on PC, it might be balanced different. So that's a crazy thought, but yeah, maybe. They do kind of insinuate here that there is a different management team working on the Steam version than working on the PS4 and PS5 version. So really curious there. Next, new materials in DP exchange counter and recycle counter. I'm gonna guess this should correspond with the update file release difference. And game rule update in each match, which I'm guessing is when you go up and look at the sortie counter, the actual differences for the the every 2 hours it rotates for maps. For people who don't know, it rotates every 2 hours, and you get to check which get to see which maps are up at what cost, and you select that and play. I guess I could have done this more at the beginning of the video, but too late now, so I'll go ahead and say it here. You pick cost, and you go at cost of suit to the map that you're playing. So the weird part is here, and we'll get to this in the update, how are they starting this is going to be one of my big questions. I should have had that more at the beginning, but what are they going to do for newer, like for the starting of this? Because there's no longer newer players. We're all going to essentially be newer players with no cross save. So are they going to have 700 matches day one, or are they going to slowly feed that in? And I really hope they give out one of each suit, because we have 300 suits now in the game. They just boasted about that. So hopefully they give out at least one of each cost to us, and we can use those. But anyway, moving on, the other content that is different is the event stuff, which I'm assuming aligns with the update file release, which is going to be a little weird though if we get like the Golden Week stuff. you know, a month later or something than Golden Week, but hey, I guess it works. Weekly weekend battle. So the thing is, they have clan matches. I'm assuming this is going to be essentially the same time, but I don't know. Maybe they want to have it different. That way people can compete on both Steam and PlayStation. So really curious to see what they do there. But there is a weekly clan match that happens currently in the PlayStation version where you compete to be top 100 in out of clans that exist. Then we have, let's see. For more details on the update schedule, Steam, please check reference news. Okay, so they're apparently going to have that as well. There's also a possibility, a chance on Steam to change the schedule. Okay, interesting. Reset timing. Now this is one thing that's... Okay, login bonus. Every day at 5 a.m. JST. Daily task will reset at the same time, and monthly task will reset pretty much at the same time. Okay, first day of every month. That's kind of the same. I can't remember exactly what the JST time is for the console version, but okay, that's pretty much the same kind of system, which, you know, makes me think that the update schedule is kind of going to be on the same kind of system. It's just going to be a week behind or so many weeks behind. Since you receive rewards at the reward counter, each task requirement / daily task will be counted. Please don't forget to take all the tasks or rewards. There is monthly task for accepting stuff. It's going to be the same thing. If you are a month behind on some of the stuff, they will only count for that month, so you can't just like stack tokens and accept them. They kind of, I think, actually point that out here. The main thing is, which is what I was questioning about the time frame of the network test, this month task will not be possible to clear in the first month, because I didn't think it would release in April, but cool. But by completing 18 or more monthly missions in April, you'll be able to finish May's monthly mission. 18 monthly tasks done last month. So that's going to be interesting. I'm curious if they're doing like some different kind of missions for this test that you can do. So it'd be really curious to see what that actually is, because the 24th is pretty much the end of April. So like this is test period missions, I guess. And I'm guessing this carries over to the actual game. That's my little theory with that. But anyway. And if you clear more monthly missions, you get an advantage in the following month's monthly missions, apparently. So I don't know if this is just a one-time thing or if they're doing it differently. Maybe it's just this April-May thing, which makes me think, are they coming out with the actual release for Steam in May? That would be kind of cool. Just saying. And here we go. Again, the big one, the big problem, no cross-playing and no cross-save, which literally just, you know, there it is. As we discussed, and we have made the decision because of the difference between both platform management teams, no matter which platform, we hope all have a good time and you understand their decision. So yeah. Again, for me, as a, you know, person creating content for this, I kind of want to be up to date. So if it's behind, I'm probably going to play the PlayStation more so I can stay current. Now, if it does feel better to play, then I'm probably going to put most of my playtime on the PC version as far as just playtime. But that means I need to recollect a lot of suits, which is a big oof considering I've played this for like 3+ years now. So, yeah. That's kind of weird. So again, hopefully they're giving out a big suit list to everybody coming in and playing this, because overall, kind of awkward otherwise. So we'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, definitely curious to see what they're gonna do. Like, it's a big oof. It is a big oof. They definitely, I think, made a huge mistake with that, because, I mean, the other problem is I guess that keeps people on the PlayStation. Maybe that's their decision, because the thing is, if it if I mean, let's be honest, most people that play PlayStation would just swap to PC and take their stuff and go play there. That would literally be me. So maybe that was their thought process behind it. But I would like to have seen both cross-play and cross-save, because I think that would be awesome. I don't think it's really that big of a deal with the way the turning speed works. Yes, my aim will be better, but a lot of people play Bunga suits. So, you know, almost fight stick and controller kind of works a little bit better when it comes to fighting game type stuff. I mean, you know, if you're a raid player or if you're a general that mainly melees, definitely is going to feel better probably on controller, I think. And for anybody else that's doing it on PC, it's going to be one of those that if you're a support main, you probably are going to like how it feels to shoot on the PC, mouse and keyboard. It was very jank, but where I streamed through remote play, I did try to make mouse and keyboard work, and my aim was actually better because I could, you know, do small movements rather than, you know, my stick just going wherever and it being harder to aim. So even though everything else was really jank, being able to actually look felt pretty solid. So overall, kind of awkward. I'm definitely looking forward to trying it out and seeing how it feels. I'm just really going to be conflicted if it feels a lot better than playing on a controller for me, especially the aiming thing and support stuff. Yeah, definitely going to be interesting. I'm really curious to see what kind of shifts happen in the player base. And also, this is going to be on Steam, so we can use Steam Analytics to see what is going on with the player base. But I just went and clicked off of that. Last thing here, we understand there are users from console version who are worried about or having questions to our policy on Steam. We're really hoping all users will have a good experience. Okay, is there anything else here? Let us experience users. Wait. We are also looking forward to let experienced users on the console version will have a try of GBO2 keyboard and mouse on Steam. And new users in the future who are interested in GBO2 but missed the chance to play GBO2, the new start to... Okay, cool. Yeah, I mean, that is one of the interesting things, is everybody on Steam will be starting on an equal playing field, essentially. But, I mean, they already had a Western release that kind of mimics this, essentially. So I was really hoping they would have, you know, cross-save. But, I mean, yeah, they proved me wrong on that one. Unless we get enough suits to really have enough to fill out up to 700 cost, I don't see how this start's going to be, well, even feel good for experienced players. So, yeah, it could be a big oof. We'll have to wait and see. Either way, I'll be along for the ride, at least for the beginning of it, and I will probably go hard on my account for the first week, because I'm assuming they're going to have the new player bonus that they have in the PlayStation version. So, last thing, probably should have been something else at the beginning, but here's some important information. If you are going to start this, and they have the new player bonus that they have on the console, you will get a lot of your ranking up. Now, this is more like leveling up in most games. You will level up your account faster in that first week than any other time. So if you can no-life it, which is what I'll try to do for the first week that this is out, I'm probably going to try to no-life this, unless there's other games coming out. Then that's going to be awkward. But either way, I'll try to get as many games in and get as high of a ranking as possible, especially that first week. That's assuming that they do that, though, of course. So, let me know what your thoughts are about all this in the comments down below. Really disappointed that there's no cross-save. Insanely disappointed. Yeah. But we'll try it. We'll see what happens. And, yeah, if you're out there on the battlefield on PC, let me know. We'll get some games going. We might try to do some community matches or something, especially probably after that first week's done. Maybe the first day, have a little bit of fun. But, again, if it is coming down to ranking up, I will say this. People wailing will be in one category. People no-lifing, because if they have the same stuff in the DP store, will actually have some good suits that they can choose from if you rank up high enough, fast enough. So, people wailing will have probably the most advantage, of course, for suits that they can get, because this is, again, a gacha game. Probably should also open that earlier for people who have no clue about that. But anyway, it is a gacha game. DP store stuff. You know, you got to have a high level up account essentially to buy the best stuff that's coming out right now. So there's a lot in there, but you got to have at least ensign rank, which is like you got to level through each rank. So you got to level through each level up section. So it's like you got to go to like 1.10, and then you hit level 2 essentially is the easiest way I could describe it. Then you got to go like level 2.10. Then once you hit like level 3, it's like level 3.15, and then eventually it's like level, you know, whatever point 20. You got to go through 20 sub levels. So yeah, that's where a lot of the stuff is at that 20 sub level stuff, and the XP is huge at that point to even level up. So it's going to be a little awkward, but the people who can no life early on will definitely have that ability to get some suits that are decent pretty quickly. So we'll have to wait and see how that plays out. That is actually the most curious I am about what happens as far as people who are paying to people who already know about the game and are going to be no-lifing it, and then everybody else. I'm really curious to see what everybody else does that is coming in fresh at the same time, to see which kind of category they fit in this. But that's the only kind of balancing of stuff I could see, is if you know life it a bit, you can get at least some decent stuff. There are some arguably really good suits in the DP store as well. And I'm curious though, hopefully they add some more stuff to just what they give out to people, and they have some extra events to give out higher cost suits quick enough, because that's going to be the worst part in my opinion, is that section of not being able to play the game is just going to be weird. But anyway guys, there we go. I could probably ramble on this for another hour, but we'll go ahead and stop there. I'll probably make another video as stuff comes out and we get closer to the 14th, or I'll make a video after playing it on the 14th and seeing what they have set up there. But yeah guys, hopefully I'll see you then on Twitch. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, all that. Let me know in the comments down below what you think about everything that was in these 4 posts that they had, and what you think about my thoughts on this. Yeah, before I start repeating myself, usual stuff in the description, Twitch, Twitter, Discord, stuff like that. Have a good one, guys. Thanks for watching. Peace!